Hey, what's going on, Twisters? The San Jose Sharks have won yet again, this time 2-1 over the Winnipeg Jets. Right now, this team has found something special with a group that, well, let's just say expectations were pretty modest, especially when they started 0-10-1. So, yeah, great game, winning goal coming off the stick of William Eklund. Mackenzie Blackwood was excellent. The Sharks' penalty kill was terrific as well. And whether or not you're a Sharks fan, we do welcome you here. We're covering, of course, the NHL season by season, and of course, paying attention particularly to my favorite team, the San Jose Sharks. But yeah, man, I was not expecting this after, the team must have been, I thought, taxed ever since their, yeah, it is a late stream here, Nick. I thought they'd be kind of taxed after this recent road trip, but like here they are yet again. Here they are yet again. And it's awesome just seeing a lot of their strong play carry over game by game. I mean, this time they didn't need the goals quite as much. Yeah, Sharks are heating up, Jameson. Our Sharks this month. It's Shark Week in July, right? And then now it's Shark Month here in December. The Sharks, by the way, lead the NHL in goals scored in the third period this month. Just leaving the Vegas game, Mark Stone won it in overtime. Yeah, you guys have caught fire once again. We'll give you a bit of a run at the end there, but you found a way. The good teams know how to find a way to win, right? Hmm. Yeah, we'll be taking a look at some of the other highlights from this. Well, I mean, whatever I can show, I will, given that obviously I have to be conscious of copyright infringement and all that. But yeah, Mackenzie Blackwood is the third star of tonight, and he looked excellent. I think he saved like 37 or 38 shots, something like that, guys. Oh, he's the second star, by the way. And number one, William Eklund. And I got to also credit Tomas Hurdle because he drew the penalty that Eklund scored on. And Hurdle, when he drew that penalty, he went over toward the bench and he was like, "Hey guys, this is our chance. Let's cash in here." He was really psyched up. So big credit to him. Theo, what's up? A shootout though. Yeah, I know. I wish that overtime was a little bit longer. Hey, what's up, Ethan? Hey, Islanders have looked pretty damn good recently too, huh? But yeah, I mean, for the Sharks, well, I can take a look at the calendar and just how they've been chalking up their dubs. But what is that now? It's like 6 wins in 9 games, but one of those losses was 6-5 to the Rangers. One was the shootout loss to the Golden Knights. Craig Berube just got fired. Wow, for real? I think I might have mentioned that in the offseason that he was someone who could possibly be on the hot seat. Though I didn't expect Dean Evison to get fired before him. I want to be clear there. Who is this team? I like it. Yeah, same here, Zachary. Oh, 4-point game for Stone. That's monsters. The Maple Leafs. Oh, that's right. The Leafs had that 4-1 lead in the first period. I remember that. Besser's now tied for the goal lead. Wow, that's amazing, man. Like I'd written the dude off, but obviously, he wasn't in the best of headspaces in recent times, and for reasons that I wouldn't I wouldn't need to find justification for at this point. So it's great to see him doing what he's doing. It feels like the Sharks have been scoring first a lot. Well, tonight they scored first, right? And just trying to think here. The Red Wings game though, that was that was a little bit of a different story, huh? But yeah, I mean, when you score first in the NHL, I don't know what the statistic is, but you'll win at least 2 out of every 3 games, at least. So it does help quite a bit. I mean, I it's amazing that like this team of like it's been a bad 4 years, right? Seattle finally won tonight. Well, that's big. I mean, gosh, they've been leaking oil just a little bit. But yeah, what was I drawing on there? I just saw Macklin out of the corner of my eye there, John. Don't know. We want to be slacking for Macklin. Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we hope for, and yet it's crazy. In what should be our fifth straight losing season, this has been this has been the most like this most special group to watch. I think it's going to be hell of a postseason. Yeah. I mean, we're still a long way away from that. I don't expect the team in teal to be one of those participating clubs, but hey, I'm just enjoying it for what it is, and it's cool. I was kind of reflecting on that in the last game against 2 games ago against the Red Wings after that comeback, and I thought, "Well, you know what? Like, I'm appreciating this team in a way that I didn't ever expect to, 'cause I was, used to, being a playoff caliber team, if not a contender, for such a long time." Um, is the league sleeping on the Sharks? Pep Cortana. Yeah, I forgot to put. I didn't really have time because this was spur of the moment, but I would have had the Cortana camera on for tonight. Maybe we can get her on the show in just a little bit. Uh, can't wait for the jerseys to drop. Hey, yeah, man. I need to make sure that my shoulder logo is a good design. I have like a good mock-up for it. It does feature Cortana. I could actually show on screen. But yeah, is the league sleeping on the Sharks? Nah, I mean, like, it's not like they've won, 14 games in a row or anything like that. I mean, I guess the league wouldn't be sleeping on them at that point. But, you know, look, they looked horrible for their first 11 games. So can they afford to look good for 6 or 7? Sure they can. So I'm just enjoying this for what it is. Analytically, it's not like they've been underperforming the advanced analytics out there. Well, actually, if anything, they have been recently, but it only has helped them incrementally versus the rest of the pack. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. My microphone sounds funny. This is not my usual microphone. I usually have something better quality, but unfortunately, the little knobs came off. I put in a support ticket, and Blue Microphones hasn't responded in the last 4 or 5 days, so I'm not happy about that. New to hockey. All right, that's cool, Toasty. Any exciting team to watch this season? Been watching the Islanders in a bit. Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're playing. Well, I mean, they're kind of eclipsing what most people would have expected from them this year. Detroit Red Wings have been really exciting to watch this year too. It's their first good season in quite some time, so that's the first team that came to mind for me. And the Vancouver Canucks for the Western Conference. Hey, what's up, Junie? Your teacher was on TV tonight. You mean your teacher was in the crowd at the Sharks game? Uh, you're excited, Trevor. Well, hey, I mean, I'm just excited to see what this group can do. Even if it finishes 40 points out of a playoff spot, I just want to see what this group can do because they got something special going. So, it's great to see them playing for each other out there. To see them, God, I can't underscore how awesome their final penalty kill looked tonight. Uh, Everybody was making some very gutsy plays out there, and they had to stay in their zone for quite a bit on that PK. That's one of my favorite segments of all season. About sponsorship, what's your channel's getting you got like a sponsor spot you're gonna run? That's good. That'd be cool. Jets miss Kyle Connor. Yeah, that it definitely does kind of throw a wrench in things for them. Going to the Isles game against the Ducks tonight. Hopefully, you can snap your 6-game losing streak. Oh, geez. I mean, there's a team that the Sharks were able to do some damage against in comeback fashion, but gosh, the Ducks. Well, I guess if you want to see the Islanders win a game, seeing them play against the Ducks is not a bad way to go, huh? Vegas last 3 home games, overtime, shootout, overtime. Oh, geez. The Sharks ever win the Stanley Cup? Do you think they would go on a 2010 Giants playoff run? I mean, you could argue the Sharks' best seasons have come when they've been the lower seeded team, And I think that's, we saw the Panthers do that this past season, but you think of the Sharks in 94 and 95. In 2016, they finished third in their division, and and everybody picked them to be eliminated in the first round. And then they also were the underdog against the Blues. So, I mean, I guess, where's Cortana? Oh, she's hanging out. I just, as soon as this game was over, I wanted to wait till the final whistle. So then that way I could, go live at this very moment, I guess. So I didn't set up the Cortana cam. But they played pretty damn good. Yeah. I mean, it's cool because this time we didn't have to win in a shootout. I mean, like the Jets came hard against us. You had to win. You had to earn this win, especially when you're sucking air in your own zone. So, I mean, the Jets had a couple of great chances with actually shorthanded. Really, they almost got a goal here in the third period to go ahead. But good game. I mean, at least it was one that was pretty competitive there. And yeah, not having Kyle Connor would certainly be a factor. Yeah, the Ducks definitely did fall apart Bay Area game time, or maybe they were just overachieving to start. But it's cool that they've already got Mintukov playing up there and Leo Carlson. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, not to worry, Charles. Yeah, Cortana's doing great. Actually, you know what? Here, guys, let's get Cortana on screen. I can do this here. There she is, and she's got her reindeer sweater on. Yeah, she's been such a good girl. Sharks beat the Jets. Yeah, 2-1. 2-1 Sharks on a winning goal from oh yeah, that's right. I don't have my scarf up anymore. On a winning goal from William Eklund. He has looked I'm impressed, man. He's got a better shot than I knew. I mean, I knew he could be a good like puck mover. Thoughts on Bedard? I haven't really watched him since the start of this season, but like I guess he's probably performing, at least in terms of productivity. He's about where I expected, more or less. I think I had him at about, I don't know, 68 points or so for the season. So he's on pace for maybe a little bit better than that. And he's had already a lengthy point streak. So, I mean, he's building on his season, or at least he's making improvements along the way. So far this year, you've seen Sabres, Devils, Red Wings, Hurricanes, Capitals, Flyers, and Sharks. Wow, that's a heck of a lot of games. I'm actually going to a game pretty soon too. But yeah, I bet that Red Wings one must have been pretty fun in particular, just given how the team has been performing this year. I hear you, Charles. Well, I'm okay. I'm glad that your friend's dog is doing better now. Sharks aren't as bad as people were saying at the beginning of the season. You know who one of those people was? There's a lot of hockey to go, but yeah, I mean, this is more than just a pleasant surprise. Like this is kind of inspiring, honestly. Flying your Sharks flag on your truck, I love it. And do you live in San Jose? What's going on, Bill? Okay, all right now. I'll be out. I'll be on the lookout for that. What game am I going to go to? So I'll be in San Jose at the end, for Christmas or just after Christmas, and I'm going to the game on the 28th against the Oilers. And since I actually talked to my friend about going to that game with him, the Oilers have been kind of on a heater. Did they win again tonight? Yeah, they've won 8 in a row. The Oilers have. Actually, we can take a look at the standings in just a moment here. Blues named Drew Bannister from the Springfield Thunderbirds their head coach. Jeez. Kings territory. Ooh. That's ballsy. Hey, Cortana. Bill said hi. I better not confuse that with another Bill in our family. Okay. Well, geez. Because the Blues they actually had a nice little streak going a couple of weeks ago, right? Didn't they? Well, now they're, gee. Yeah, they've taken a fall since then. And I guess that Berube really was on the hot seat to start the year, huh? Thanks, Dean, and congratulations on another victory for you guys. The 2019 Blues, says Christopher. I mean, hell, the Blues were toward the bottom in the standings. If you go by points percentage, they were better than just a few teams because they had played less games. But yeah, I mean, they had to really start crawling themselves out of a hole, I believe, in January. So we're ahead of schedule. But the thing is that if you want the Sharks to actually make some noise here, I mean, they only have 21 points in 29 games. And so that would mean that, you got to finish the season with about, 95 points. So the Sharks would need, what is that, 74 points in 53 games. 74 points in 53 games. So they're a -8, right, to get back to true 500. And so, yeah, now you're talking about being over, what was that? 74 points in 53 games. Yeah. So you got to be like a plus 21 to close out the season. 6 on 5 is killing us. So that's what happened to get tonight, huh? Will the Sharks regress soon? So I'm thinking that the goaltending is going to hold up more or less the way it has recently, because all in all, it's been strong compared to like the team defense for the course of the season. So that's good. So I think that even if they do start losing more games, I do think that they're going to be closer games than what we saw earlier this year. No more 10-1 games or any crap like that. Uh, yeah, Stone had 2 goals tonight and 2 assists. I hear. Your heart can't handle any more of these Sharks games. I mean, again, like I still think that there's no like we won't benefit from having any lofty expectations of this group. We should just kind of enjoy what we have right now, and you know, ideally, if you are somebody who's on the tank train, it's like you want the Sharks every other game to go to overtime and to lose. And the other half of the time you want them just to lose by 1 goal and throw in a win there here and there so that the morale isn't totally uh, deflated. I mean, that's if you're on team tank, right? So in this case, I think that you should just kind of again enjoy for what it is. I mean, did we think the team would be this competitive the way that they've been playing recently? Did we think that it would be like that for this year? At least personally, I didn't. Riley, good evening. How about the Caps moving to Virginia? Yeah, I only somebody had posted that I think in our Discord forum, our server. So, I mean, well, Washington, the Commanders, of course, don't play in Washington D.C. Does DC United play in DC? You would think so, but anyway. Faith the Sharks will get in on a wild card. I mean, right now so here I'll pull up the standings for folks here. Uh, There we go. Yeah, so here are the standings right now in the Pacific, right? And the fourth spot now is the Edmonton Oilers with a 519 points percentage. I think it's safe to say that, like, okay, Edmonton might finish there. They might do better, but okay. Calgary, are they going to make a run? Seattle, are they going to make a run? Anaheim, will they make a run? Probably not. And in the Central Division, right? Nashville, man, they've been playing really well recently. Look at that, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, we do have a Discord, Charles. You could maybe see the video description for a link to that. On Buffalo Sabres, what was that? Starting to heat up a bit last 5? Really? They're 27 points in 29 games. Oh yeah, that's right. They had beaten Boston. I forgot about that. And they beat Arizona, and they've been a tough out this year, haven't they? Anyway, well, that's good to see. I mean, I wonder though, has Tage been a pretty big piece in that? Let's see. Favorite victory so far? The Detroit. Yeah, it's got to be Detroit. The Islanders one was pretty fun, and they had a couple other, like 2 other wins maybe that you could consider before kind of they started getting on this heater. But yeah, I mean, even that victory against the Canucks was pretty fun. But yeah, that Detroit one was crazy. We were doing the live stream during that, and I mean, oh my god, I'm surprised I didn't get a noise complaint from my neighbor here. You're gonna be in Anaheim. Oh, that's cool. Equinox. Do I think the Sharks could pick themselves up and make the playoffs? Personally, I again, it's kind of like a frame of mind thing where, I'm trying not to think about that because I mean, again, we're so far behind right now. We would have to get about 70. I don't know if we need 74 points, but that would be a good estimate because that would get you to 95 on the year. But again, 74 points in 53 games when you're still without Logan Couture. I know he skated today, and you don't have. I mean, Addison, he still has some work to do until I can consider him like a viable puck mover to be like a power play quarterback. So it's like I'm just not there, And just because we have a really good streak, that doesn't mean. Remember when the Flyers made the playoffs a few years ago? It was a season in which they both won 10 games in a row and then they lost 10 games in a row. So, I mean, who knows what we can do the way that we started and now compared to the way that we're playing. It could be totally 180 degrees different, next week or something. I hope not though, because I'm having fun. One game at a time. Hey, I mean, like, yeah, it's important because we're seeing this team, even if they do lose, right? They fell recently in the shootout against the Knights, but they were down, right, by 2 goals. But they still fight through that. They still compete. They're competing for the full 60 minutes much better than they were earlier this year. So it's like that should be to go full Mike Tomlin. That should be the standard. And then when we come back after our next game, the standard is the standard, right? Champaign, Illinois. All right, cool. I lived in Chicago for 5 months. That's pretty much my longest stint in the Midwest. All right, catch you later, Riley. Have a good evening. Jack Quinn's coming back soon too. Oh yeah, that's right. What was his injury? Was it? I don't know, knee injury. But that's good to hear. That almost seems like he's returning a little bit sooner than scheduled. Yeah. So yeah, the Sharks in their last 10 now are 6-2-2. That's really good. Oilers, of course, winning 8 in a row. And the Knights, look at that. I mean, the Kings have played 5 fewer games, but for the Knights to have a 9-point lead in their division, I mean, yeah, there's no Stanley Cup hangover here. Wow, 11-2-2 at home. Very good. And Vancouver, I mean, they still stay the course. 6-4 in their last 10. You can't complain for a team that, again, wasn't necessarily supposed to be at this spot in the standings. In so many fun places, and then eventually settling in Idaho. Well, I mean, you get older, and so kind of your lifestyle preferences change. And now I wake up and I see mountains covered in snow, and go on hikes where I see anything from mountain goats to moose to hopefully not grizzly bears, or if so, from a very safe distance. And I dig it. When will I stream next? Okay, so I think that we'll have at least one stream before I take off for California, which is about 10 days from now. So yeah, we'll do another stream. I don't know if it's going to be like a typical game stream, or if I'll do something like this again if the Sharks are going to win. Their next game is on Friday. I don't expect to be live for that, but maybe I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can get something scheduled, or at least again pop online before I take off for there. And I might even go live when I'm out there too. Maybe I might bring my GoPro. Then again, I can't stream with that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's see here. Achilles injury. Yeah, I mean, shoot, there are a couple of star athletes out there who are fighting through that right now, and I'd be surprised. This is a different sport, obviously, but I'd be surprised if Rogers can get out there. But that's cool. At least he seemed to be shooting for that. A San Jose, a vlog. I would. I don't expect to, but I might do some shooting around the arena, or do like a video of them skating out or something like that. So that's possible. Going to Cali. Yeah, I live in Idaho now. Yeah, just going back to to see the folks and my nephew, and yeah, all the good stuff there. During the trade deadline, if we can get some good assets, the rebuild will be a bit quicker for this team. Yeah, I mean, also that's a great point that you bring up, Zachary. Right, so this is also a great way to see things for the Sharks if you're keen on this team having a good, strong rebuild, right? And that's basically selling high on the players who, hey, you like what they're doing for you right now, but you got to think about the long term, right? And if those players are on expiring contracts, you might as well trade them out if they still have some good value. So, somebody like Alexander Barabanov or Anthony Duclair, right? Especially since Duclair is just with the Sharks for this 1 year, unless they want to extend him. And hey, if they do, if it's a team friendly deal, then hey, that's all right. That's all right, because it's not like all of our prospects are coming up in our system next year. Sabres goaltending has been really good lately, with Devin Levi and Uka Pekka. Oh yeah, has Levi come out for like? Has he been demoted at any point? I don't think he has. Has he? Okay. Well, I'd have to look at the game logs recently, but numbers will only tell us so much. But oh wow, last three starts, yeah, he's definitely turned it on. Look at that, 942 save and 5 goals allowed in 3 games. Sounds pretty damn good to me. Eric Robinson, yeah, who is that guy anyway? I know like the Sabres have kind of a prospect pool that it never runs out, but yeah. Am I bringing Cortana? No, unfortunately, I'm not. I'm not. If I were driving out, then I would. Um, Maybe I'll drive. I haven't driven out there since I moved here, so I've only been flying. But I'd love for her to go back with me at some point. That was a heart attack game. Yeah. Hey, congratulations on another victory. Mm. Let's see if I can get. I can see if we can find a highlight of the goals from tonight. I mean, maybe you've already seen them, but maybe we'll get a couple of different looks here. All I got to make sure I do is keep it to like just a few seconds. Or wait, do they have this here? Here we go. Oh, wait, well, hold on. I can't. I got to make sure I'm not, violating copyright law. I was just trying to find exactly where the goal happened, but we'll go back to that in just a second. Uh, Meanwhile, I mean, the Jets, they've been looking pretty solid too. Look at that, 6-4 in their last 10. So I mean, they're sitting just fine in their own division, right? Because, but yeah, I find that interesting how Nashville's already pretty locked into fourth. Plenty of hockey left, though, right? Oh, Nick, thank you for the Slack for Mac run. Yeah, I know, right? Here I am, excited now, but it's like, would I trade my excitement now for the excitement of having first overall in the draft? Yeah, I probably would. Thoughts on the Oilers' current run of form? I haven't had a chance to watch them during their streak, but uh, I guess we all kind of gave up on them pretty darn early, and you got to give Knobloch a lot of credit. And I'm sure though that some of the players really did in the locker room like come together, and I mean to rattle off 8 in a row like this, that with the Western Conference the way it is, that can put you right back in the picture, right? So right now, at least on points percentage, they would be in the playoffs. So yeah, if the playoffs started today, the Edmonton Oilers are in. So that's a very fast turnaround. Need to get an Eklund jersey? Yeah, absolutely. And he's contributing in a number of ways too. I appreciate his some of the plays he makes defensively, or just how he's able to kind of regain puck possession along the board. So yeah, he's looking really good, much more well rounded than I would have expected. Package coming my way tomorrow. All right, Nick. Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and I'll see if I can bundle that with one or two other things that are coming in pretty soon too. How old does a game have to be? Oh, posting highlights, but people can't show them after the game is over. Well, it's like I have to make sure that I'm not showing you more than like a certain duration of it, and I can't just rewind and go back because that kind of counts against me. Matter of fact, I might as well have my phone in sight here so I can make sure that I'm not getting a copyright strike or anything like that. But yeah, if I were to do that again, I think we can probably show it here. Oops. And here we go. Right here. Look at that one timer. Beautiful. Oops, we'll do it again. Right here, right here. Yeah. All right. That's probably all I can do. So anyway. Yeah. Let's see if we got some final stats from this here game. What do we have from this? December 12th already, huh? Dang. Look at that. So, yeah, I guess we can. They have a team stats sheet. Yeah, shots on goal. Total Winnipeg with 37 and the Sharks with 32. Faceoffs were dead even. The Sharks, of course, connecting on that power play with Eklund. But yeah, their penalty kill was big. It was 5 for 5. Yeah. Why not do a video on what the Sharks ring may look like if they win the Stanley Cup? I mean, I don't really know too much about rings to begin with. So would I ever do a roast on MLB teams? Probably not on this channel. Hey, what's up, Rick? And besides, I don't really follow the MLB enough to formulate good opinions. But I want to throw a shout out to my team, the San Francisco Giants, for reportedly signing, what's his name? Jung Hoo Lee, right? Outfielder on a 6-year deal. So that's good after, and apparently they would have matched the Ohtani deal. But yeah, laughing at the Blues because that team has zero direction right now. Well, it's been hard for them to really do much in the offseason because of how their cap was kind of committed to the veteran defenseman there. How's Idaho? It's good. It's just pretty usual here. What do I think about the Canes so far? I'm glad that they were able to rebound, but it's funny because like offensively, they're actually doing fairly well this year, or at least compared to keeping the puck out of the net. But yeah, the goaltending just has not. I didn't like in the offseason how they kept both Ranta and Anderson. I think that bringing one of the back would have been okay, but like Kochetkov, a little up, a little down. It's kind of frustrating, especially with now like the Flyers and with the Islanders doing pretty well too. And yeah, it's just kind of an ugly year versus where we would have expected them to be. The Bulls picture, that's funny. Chrissy, as Dean points out, I'm actually a Vikings fan. I'm cool with the Niners, but yeah, I bleed purple for football. And December's a Canes fan, right on. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched as much of the Canes as I would have expected this year. When they had Burns last year for his first year there, I was watching them just as much as the Sharks here. But yeah, I'm sure I'll get a chance to kind of tune into them a little bit more. But yeah. So what is that now for the Sharks? We got NHL.com Sharks. So just looking at their schedule here, their schedule. Yeah, so far this month they are what 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 1. Yeah, 4, 1 and 1. Victories over the Devils and the Islanders, a 3-goal comeback. The Red Wings, a 4-goal comeback, and then tonight against the Jets, 2-1. And like I said, they've scored a lot of goals in the third period, the most out of any NHL team so far. You saw that Berube got fired. I know, and that's was that the third midseason firing we've already seen? Do I watch soccer? Not so much. I used to actually work in Major League Soccer a little bit. But yeah, I don't. I mean, going to a game in person, I think is pretty fun. I don't like watching it on TV as much. World Cup or maybe Euro. Maybe I'll watch some of that, considering there aren't really any other sports to watch at that point in the year. Brock Purdy for MVP. Hey, well, we might be saying that a month from now. They're on a roll over there, aren't they? But they better watch out for the only team that's beaten them in the NFC so far. Nick Mullins, here we go. All right. Well, anyway, wow, it's already 10:40. All right, gang. Well, anyway, I just wanted to go live just for a little bit to celebrate this Sharks victory. And who knows? So who do we got coming up next? We got the Coyotes on Friday. the Avs on Sunday, excuse me. Maybe I'll tune in for that game. When was the last time the Sharks beat the Avalanche? I think maybe we've beaten them once in the last 3 years or so. So maybe this game here that starts at 8 Eastern against the Avalanche, I might be keen on going live after that if we can get a win, or perhaps on the 19th against the Coyotes. By the way, we also have a video due out probably, oh God, I hope Thursday. I'm going to have to really work my butt off tomorrow to get that done. But we'll be looking at the most iconic moment for every NHL. That should be a heck of a lot of fun on the channel. But if anybody here is a more recent subscriber, thanks again for checking out my content, and glad it's been entertaining to you. And yeah, we've seen a lot of people on join the channel recently, so that definitely makes Cortana and me quite excited. Let's go back to Cortana one more time before I sign off. Cortana, and there she is. That's a good girl. So yeah, Cortana and I will be back soon enough, and hope you can enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you again real soon. Go Sharks! Congratulations, boys.